We're starting? Are we starting? Are we starting?
Welcome.
Are we starting?
We're here.
Are we on?
Yes.
We're on?
We're live.
Okay.
Welcome.
Okay.
Welcome. Hello. Welcome.
Hey guys.
Welcome to the Dagnabbit Boys podcast.
The Dagnabbit boys.
I had why don't we just kick it off with a new segment that I'm calling Reasonable Questions. Where we just each ask each other
Reasonable questions.
polite and reasonable questions.
Okay.
So Shane, I heard people in the South always have sex with their cousins, and there's a lot of incest. So is your whole family kin and siblings?
No, we're not that type of Southerner.
Cool. Do you have any reasonable questions for me?
I heard everyone in California is gay. Have you had sex with a guy before?
I have, yeah.
Interesting. It's interesting how the stereotypes, how my stereotypes are a little bit more untrue than yours.
You just crushed this segment. You're so good at this segment. Oh my God. I wasn't even trying to win. I didn't even think you could.
I'm demolished.
Holy. I thought we were
My
both...
cousins are all ugly as hell. They all ugly.
I have attractive cousins.
I actually don't have that many cousins that are girls.
Even the guys are fine looking.
Well, yeah, of course you would say
but
that.
But I wouldn't f them.
Yeah.
Or the girls. Or
Let's see. I'm trying to think. So,
I make that clear every Thanksgiving. I go, I'm not interested in any of you.
So
guys.
the only cousins I ever see are my aunt and uncle's kids. You know, they live in the area. I don't really see them that much, but those are the ones I would see as a kid. And there were 3 boys and a girl. And the girl is would kill small animals and was like emo and shit.
How's she doing?
Not good.
Not good.
I think that's a good... If you want to ask about any member of my family, the answer is usually they're not doing good.
I've heard about that member of the family before, and then we have discussed her until you've gotten angry, and then we've stopped discussing her.
Yeah,
and it's not because I asked a question that pissed you off. You just thought about her for long enough until you were sick of it.
Yeah, it does make me sick. That is like a member of the family I don't really think about that much.
I get why.
It's
not good thinking. It's just
at least everybody else has their reasons.
Everybody else has their reasons. You know, they have a story.
This was like, I kill small animals. I had a kid she had a kid when she was like 17 or so, and nobody knew that she was pregnant until she had the kid the night of.
Yeah. It sounds like from what you told me about your family, you have some rowdy people, and then you also have like a force of evil.
Yes.
Like, you have one person that's more just sort of like kind of...
We have addicts and like mentally ill people, and then we just got somebody that's like, yeah, they are bad.
You have like the Omen.
All of my, like, a lot of the women my cousins would date were pretty awful too. My cousin CJ got like... He dated a Marine, a woman who was a Marine. He got married to a Marine, and she was really awful.
Yeah, you got to worry about that, right? I mean, when you're marrying people in the service, you really don't know.
Well, they beat you up. It doesn't matter if they're a man or a woman. They just beat you.
That's got to be crazy. You marry a lady in the service, and you go, holy she's kicking my...
Yeah, and she's on meth. She's on meth, and she's kicking my... And then she left him for a guy who got arrested for statutory bleep.
Really?
Yeah.
How are they still together?
I have no clue.
Yeah, how would you?
I mean, I guess I could ask my mom, but then sometimes when I talk to my family, I'm like, well, I don't want this to turn into an interview.
Like it would start to sound like you're the cops?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, well, I'm sure at this point people would answer my questions.
It's funny to feel that way with your own family.
Yeah.
You feel like talking to your family is like asking a drug dealer too many questions.
Yes.
Like, I don't want to make mom skittish.
I'm on the phone with my mom like, oh, she knows. She's
gotta play it cool with mom.
Yeah.
She might jump out on me.
All right, mom's fled the country.
Yeah. It is funny to imagine your mom being like, why are you asking me all these damn questions? You're like, I don't know.
She would say that, actually. She would literally say that, I think.
Yeah.
She would be like, it's not that interesting.
My mom will somewhat do that with like if I ask her about like her dad blowing his brains out, she'll give me answers.
Yeah.
But it's also the kind of thing where I'm like, I feel kind of rude to continue asking.
You know what's crazy is I like never talked about my family until I moved out here. Like I never brought it up in Nashville. I brought it up to my closest friends when I was drunk.
Well,
And now I talk about it all the time.
do you think because in Nashville,
It seems so normal.
yeah,
It like everybody's like, yeah, same thing happened to me. And you're like,
Right.
okay.
do you think coming out here and talking about it and getting the reactions you did from it made you think differently about it?
For sure.
Were
I
you-
mean, for
were you
sure.
like, oh, that was crazy.
Yeah,
I
for
didn't
sure.
realize.
I mean, that's the same thing with my like talking to my like sisters, them just being like telling stories, getting drunk and telling people stories, and realizing they're horrified and being like, oh.
But that didn't start happening until you came out here.
Not really, no. Well, I also purposefully didn't bring any of that stuff up. When I was like, I didn't talk about anything personal on stage when I started comedy. I did like angry observational stuff and like political stuff.
Yeah, that's interesting because I feel like it's been mentioned that like sometimes you'll bring up crazy stuff about your family.
Yeah.
But now in the context that you didn't do it before you moved out here, it kind of makes complete sense that just the last couple of years you've been like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You've just realized how fucked up that is.
Yeah. I didn't know we were broke until relatively recently. And then it's kind of funny because people would call us broke. And I was like, they're messing with me.
They're joking around. And then you moved out here and people were like, no, that sounds really hard. And you're like, what? What do you mean hard?
I still have something in my brain that's like, I don't really want to, I don't want to claim for anybody, you know?
You don't want to claim hard?
Yeah. Yeah. Not fully. I mean, I guess I inadvertently do, but people claim that for me.
Yeah, I mean,
and then I'm like, yeah, but I don't want you to think that I had it the worst of people that I knew.
You put yourself in a weird corner if that's what you market yourself as.
For sure.
There's a lot of comics now who are like, so pretty much all the worst things that ever happened to a person happened to me, and that's all you need to know.
And that's why I try not to focus on it too much on stage. I try to do the silly shit.
Right.
I like the silly stuff.
This is actually very enlightening for me. This makes a lot of sense now.
Well, I've been thinking about it a lot, I guess. Of being like, why bring it up so much?
Yeah, but now knowing that it's only been the last couple years and you have like 25 years of life to unpack after moving out here.
Yeah.
I mean, that would like break your brain for like years.
Yeah. I also, when I talk to people, I remember I was talking to Moira when we were in New York, and I realized like she doesn't actually know that much about me.
Because you just never brought it up.
Not really, no.
Yeah. That is interesting. Yeah, the last couple of years, you've just been like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
Shit. This is more than weird.
It's kind of weird, all that stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's what happens, at least with most people. You kind of go through your childhood, and then eventually you reach an age like around kind of mid-20s, and then you look back and you go, wait a minute.
That wasn't normal that wasn't like, to people that live here,
Yeah.
and especially to people that live in New York,
Yeah.
that's not normal.
Yeah. At least you weren't, like, molested. That's even worse to remember.
That would be bad, but sometimes I think about it, and I'm like, maybe it's not that bad, actually. Sometimes you'll be talking to somebody and be like, maybe that's not as bad as
I mean,
think.
you're still, I don't know.
Sometimes I pontificate about it.
I don't know if I want to comment on how bad it is, but
I don't know.
I mean, you had a lot of fucked up shit happen to you. It just seems like it sucks to be like 25 and then be like, oh, wait.
I don't think that happens that much, though.
I know, but just thinking, like, they fucked me.
Yeah.
Well, not even like you blocked it out completely, but just that you didn't have a conception of it.
Yeah.
It was like normalized.
You ever think about like stuff that like you don't think about affecting your point of view, but it 100% did your entire... Like, I was thinking about my relationship with authority versus like how much of it had to do with how much the police would come when I was a kid. Like, and like seeing the police as these people that were like, oh, they're going to take us away. They're going to like put us in some sort of house where people fuck us.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, oh, well, I never had a point in my life where I ever like felt safe around authority.
Right.
There was never an authority figure where I was like, oh, this is good. This is good that they have control.
That should be the test to see if a kid's in a bad situation.
Yeah.
Where they're like, what do you think of the cops? And if the kid's not like, they're strong, then it's like, something bad's happening.
Yeah.
This kid's 5 and he's afraid of the cops.
Yes.
This is
one of my earliest
crazy.
memories is of the police. I think I've talked about it on the podcast. One of my earliest memories is of police coming because my mom was trying to hit my dad with a curler. Like, she was like trying to bludgeon him, I guess. And I remember I went into the bathroom and he was like holding her down while she was like trying to hit him.
Yeah.
And I remember I looked at that and I just walked in the other room.
Sure.
And then the police came and they were like, "Are your parents fighting?" I was like, "No."
No.
One of my first memories of lying to the police for my parents.
It's got to be crazy to look at a 4-year-old and be like, he's lying.
Yeah.
He's lying right now.
He's lying, I guess, to protect the household.
What is he doing? How does this 4-year-old already know that it's all going to come crashing down if we come inside?
Yes.
It is funny to be 4 years old and essentially like holding up a front.
I was older. I was like 7.
So
That's like an
the
early...
neighbors called the cops?
I think so.
Mm.
I think so, but maybe not. Maybe, my dad might have called the cops, actually.
I never had parents physically fighting, but my brother and dad would physically fight each other for like a 2-year period, which is a bad period.
A long fight.
It's a long
fight. That's like anime fighting.
I mean, you wake up and you're like, how are you not tired yet? Oh,
it's like Dragon Ball Z or something.
Pretty much. I saw my dad shoot fire out of his hands. Eventually. Like, they got stronger throughout the years.
Your brother turned blonde. And
yeah, he went super hunter.
Yeah.
It is funny, though, to just have 2 like full-sized grown men fighting in the house when you're young because you're like, this is crazy. You're like, I can't leave the room. One time, one of the funniest things is my brother threw a chair in my room at the fish tank in my room. And there was only one fish, but it was like a 4-by-4 fish tank. Like, it wasn't huge, but it wasn't small.
Yeah.
And he just threw a chair at it and it just smashed. And then I got the beta fish out of it and the beta fish was like cut up.
Oh.
It was crazy. It looked like it got stabbed. I was looking at it like, that's actually crazy that it got cut.
You were like 15 or 16?
I was younger. I felt younger.
I thought, wait, when did your parents divorce? You were like 13?
Something like that. I don't have good memory of dates.
I have like really bad memory, actually.
Yeah.
I've like anything before 4 years ago, it's pretty much a blur.
It's almost like there's a bunch of stuff we don't want to remember. It's almost like our bodies are like, don't remember that stuff.
Don't focus on that.
We're not going to let you remember it, but we are going to let it determine the way you act.
Yes.
You're not going to be able to remember everything, but it's going to have really direct consequences on your behavior for the rest of your life.
I was listening to Eminem yesterday. That's a good guy to listen to.
Well, you were talking about how, I made the point that because you said Eminem's for guys who hate their moms, and I was saying, I think it's for guys who hate their moms, but are justified in doing so.
Yeah.
There are other bands for guys who hate their moms who have nice moms.
Yeah, there's like a lot of valley punk.
Yeah, I was going to say, a lot of pop punk is like, I hate this woman who's been nothing but kind.
Yes. I hate my mom and I hate homework.
I don't understand those guys. My mom was like always so nice to me.
The valley's got some weird stuff going on. There's something in the water or something. Like, they got some weird stuff.
Well, because you're so close to the action.
Yeah.
So you have this, like, normal suburban angst, but it can be released with a 30-minute drive to a city of pedophiles.
You could also go to Van Nuys or something.
You could go to Van Nuys, but,
you can go to Pacoima.
There's just tons of...
Is that the... You're trying to buy dope or something?
You could buy dope in Pacoima. Valley kids don't really do that, but you could.
You could.
But you want to go to the city. My girlfriend in high school had like quit going to clubs by like 17.
That's so dark.
Which is also why I don't like clubs because I don't like that energy, but also like just knowing that you're just in there and you're like, the amount of kids that are like cocaine addicted high schoolers in here is crazy.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in this room with a bunch of children who are high.
Yeah, I whenever I read something like I remember reading Less Than Zero and hating it. And it's like, first off, I don't think it's well written. I think it's really poorly written. But first off, it's like, it's bad for a bunch of reasons, I think. It's also specifically annoying to me. Where it's like, you guys are doing stuff you don't need to be doing.
The whole book is just people doing stuff they don't need to be doing.
Yeah.
Imagine being a rich kid and then, like, tying a girl to a bed. It's like you could be on a jet ski.
Yeah.
Why are you torturing people?
I guess it makes sense, though, I guess.
Because you just have everything, so eventually
you have everything, and you don't really see people as people because you have so much stuff.
And then I guess like maybe like human suffering becomes the most sacred commodity.
Yeah.
Like you can hold a person's fear in your hand, and you're like, well, that's better than like a Gucci bag.
And then you see a girl trying to move to LA to be an actress, and she's moving from like Idaho or something. And then you're like, perfect. We'll just kidnap her. Nobody's going to know.
I'm going to do the worst thing ever to her.
That's kind of, I guess, what happens a lot.
Yep.
That happens so much, man.
I'd be so worried if I had a kid and they fucking moved to LA.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be like, they're just going to be turned into a sock. They're going to be a sock in 2 fucking weeks, man. There's no way.
Yeah. Oh, well.
What if your kid moved to LA just to join a gang?
What if your kid moved to LA to be Spider-Man on the Hollywood Boulevard?
Well, I'd tell him you have to go to New York because you can't be Spider-Man in LA.
If you're Spider-Man on Hollywood Boulevard, you probably get stabbed like 3 times a day.
Well, if you're Spider-Man on Hollywood Boulevard, you would only be able to swing from like 4 buildings on like a 0.3 mile radius.
Well, they're not actually swinging.
The guys on Hollywood Boulevard?
They don't actually have that.
They don't have webs?
No.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't.
What do you mean?
Do you think Darth Vader has the Force? Do you think that Darth Vader on Hollywood Boulevard has the Force? Well,
he wouldn't be allowed to charge for pictures if he wasn't Vader. Then that would just be a guy.
It's kind of crazy how much nicer Times Square looked than Hollywood Boulevard.
Well,
Hollywood Boulevard's weird because it's like tourists and then like gang members and then like homeless people and then like guys charging you pictures.
The thing about Hollywood Boulevard is it's a very busy street.
Yeah.
And the sidewalks are really cramped, and there's honestly only so many stores you can go to.
Yeah. There's a lot of liquor stops and smoke shops and stuff.
Down, but like on the main thing, there's like souvenir, maybe one smoke shop, a pizza place,
I guess
a chocolate place.
The main part of Hollywood Boulevard's not that grimy. Like the part where they got the Egyptian and shit, that's not that grimy.
It's not terrible. But like Times Square is better because they opened a plaza in the middle of the street and they took out street lanes so they could make it a place where people could hang out.
Yeah.
And a bunch of tourists do.
Yeah.
So that's why it's not very grimy. But in LA, it's like it's just a street. And it's mostly a street if you look at like the land area used.
Reading about Hollywood Boulevard in the 70s is pretty crazy. Reading about what it used to be. It was like Times Square, but somehow worse.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Something about it's just kind of more desolate.
Yeah.
Because there's also like, they're really long blocks.
I'm blown away always by looking at pictures of Times Square in the 70s, back when it used to be bad. And it's just like, this is just full of people. This is so full of just normal people.
I don't know. I guess you get 8 bad people in that mix, though, and some shit's happening.
Yeah.
It's also like you can get lost in people. There could be tons of drug dealers happening just around.
Yeah.
You know? Because even you walk down Hollywood Boulevard and people can offer you drugs, and it's like still pretty open.
Yeah.
You know? I don't like Hollywood Boulevard because a lot of Hollywood Boulevard has crust punk homeless people.
Yeah, I hate them.
And it's like, please just go home and work for your dad.
What are the big crust punk areas in LA? When we were walking around Manhattan, we saw more crust punks, I think.
Hollywood Boulevard is big for crust punks.
But I feel like LA, the crust punks are in very specific, like they're in Venice or they're in Hollywood Boulevard.
It's like tourist locations.
Yeah.
It's like places where tourists are like, whoa, look at the crust punk.
Yeah.
Because if they went to like where actual homeless people live, they'd be like, your dad does what? Why are you here?
Yeah, yeah.
What do you mean your dad is the VP at Microsoft?
Are crust punks actually rich kids? Because people love to say that, but I'm sure some of them are. But I would imagine it's a lot of just runaways.
There's runaways, but also it's like,
I feel like maybe in New York there's a lot more of that. But like I feel like LA's kind of one of the teen runaway capitals of the world.
I think the main charge of crust punks being rich kids is that the crust punk thing is such a defined aesthetic.
Yeah.
That it takes the ability to create that aesthetic, and that's like time and a little bit of money.
I guess I don't know any crust punks,
but you see them. You know, they wear like black denim. Like they have specific articles of clothing. They don't have articles of clothing like homeless people usually have, where you're like, these are the clothes that you found or been given. Crust punks have like an outfit on.
God, I really want to see.
Why do you have an outfit on?
I have to work this Saturday, but they're playing Decline of Western Civilization at Los Feliz 3. Fucking sucks I can't go to that.
Is that like an old racist movie?
Decline of Western Civilization's the punk documentary, like the famous one.
Oh.
There's 3. I feel like one might be the worst one. The first one, which is the most iconic, which has all the like LA punk bands, all the like fucking Hollywood Boulevard punk bands. And then fucking 2 is about the metal scene in LA. And that is one of the funniest movies ever made. That movie's awesome.
It's funny?
Yeah, and then the third one's about crust punks. I think they're all LA. I would assume.
Well, I gotta check that out.
They're great. They're good movies. Maybe I should rewatch that. I should just do a triple feature of those movies.
I might watch those tonight. That sounds interesting.
They're good. They're good. Like Decline of Western Civilization has a lot of great shit with the germs. If you're into the germs, which I'm not really into the germs.
I went to high school with them.
Yeah.
I realize I get really particular with punk.
Mm.
There's a lot of punk bands that like I like, but I won't listen to again. Because punk is like, I mean, punk is seen as so chaotic, but like actual good punk is like really impeccable timing by the whole band and stuff.
I feel like the Hollywood Boulevard ones were more chaotic. Those seem scary. Like
sleaze.
Yeah, the Hollywood ones seem like they would actually be kind of scary to be at.
What's that one that Greg Turkington likes?
Oh,
from SF.
Oh,
that he knew the.
Flipper. Yeah.
Like I like Flipper.
Flipper's kind of a different. It's not like the punk. That's like more like experimental.
It's like trance punk.
Yeah, San Francisco has more of that, like more avant-garde.
But I would just, I'd still consider it. It's definitely punk. But it's like I listened to them and I was like, I like this, but I don't think I'm going to come back to it.
That's crazy. I come back to Flipper like once every 3 months. It's a great brooding music.
Yeah, I like it. I don't know. It's just like there's just certain melodies and tempos that I like more.
Yeah.
That it's not like I'm looking for the best, but it's weird. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like a big poser. I really just listen to Crass and Minor Threat kind of on repeat.
I like I still think I like the LA stuff the best. Specifically those Hollywood bands from the 70s and 80s.
Black Flag's first LP I'm a big fan of.
Black Flag is good. They weren't really a Hollywood band. I think they were like Hermosa Beach or something.
SoCal.
Yeah. But I was thinking like
SoCal.
the Fear and the Mentors and those guys who are just insane people, who are just genuine crazy people.
Right.
Because the Fear, I think they were all Marines. But at least at the very least, Lee Ving, the head of Fear, was a Marine from Philadelphia, and he would just beat the fuck out of people when he was on stage.
Yeah, that's scary.
It does seem. I remember hearing a story from one of those old punk guys about going to a Hollywood club and just seeing a bunch of like Nazis like grab a drunk woman, and then like they were gonna take her to they were gonna do what to her. And then he like tried to stop them, and then one of them just came and beat the fuck out of him. And then he's like, "Well, I guess I can't stop this." And then they went and did it
at the show.
Yeah.
Fell in love with a girl at the rock show.
He didn't fall in love. He just didn't want her. I guess they fell in love.
But that's the song. That terrible song. Wow.
It does seem like
God. That's awful to hear.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of Nazi punks.
Stop doing that. I remember I went to a show at the Observatory in Santa Ana, there's a lot of punk shows there. And we saw this kid that we used to go to middle school with, and he was an Asian fella, but he was hanging out with, he was like a skinhead now.
Yeah,
he was hanging out with 2 skinheads. And it was one of those things where you kind of want to be like, what kind of skinhead are you doing?
Yeah.
Is it like the original one that's like cool and like anti-racist, or is it
the mainstream one?
Or is it the new one?
Yeah. The one that's more popular.
Because the 2 guys with him looked like they were doing the new one. It was like 2 like Tweedledee and Tweedledum fat, bald, blonde, white kids that were very like...
Guys that have just been... Either their dad was in and out of prison, or they have been in and out of prison.
They were just kids that just looked like they were born to be psyoped.
Yeah.
Like they were born to have a handler turn them into terrorists. And then just this kid, Jacob, who was like a skinny Asian kid. And we were like, what a weird crew you have. But maybe we were the bigots.
Sometimes I was thinking about like punk, because sometimes they'll be like, let's get a guy that's been in and out of Men's Central Jail in downtown. And then that guy turns out to be a Nazi, and it's like, well, yeah, guys that go through the LA County jail system and prison system, they're going to be Nazis.
Yeah.
You kind of have to be a Nazi. You're in the gang capital of America.
That's what nobody, unfortunately, it is. I'm writing a book called The Dark Side of Cali Life.
Oh, yeah, there's not enough books written about how LA is secretly dark.
Yeah.
There might not be another city in possibly the world that has more stuff written about how it's actually seedy.
Well, because people talked about how it was so awesome for so long, and enough writers were like, I got to tell people.
Well, yeah.
Everybody's a Nazi in this town.
Yeah, I was talking to my roommate about that, and he was like, well, LA doesn't really... that the entire perception of LA is a reaction to LA, what LA was supposed to be. And that it was only what it was supposed to be for like maybe 5 years.
Dude, it's so crazy. You look at old videos of what LA used to be, and you're like, damn, this is an actual town.
Yeah.
And you guys like each other, and you got rail cars, and the Venice canals were working for a little bit, like it existed. And now you just look around and you're like, damn, everybody hates each other.
I was reading about a memoir written by a guy. He was some sort of Eastern European that moved to America.
Your ass reading about the memoir.
Yeah, I just read about it.
You ain't even ready for the memoir.
But he was talking about bouncing around America in the book, and he refers to America as like a village, as like a massive, like every city is a village. And then he said LA is the essence of America because it's just like a jungle.
You know, that I do feel that, because when I go to like areas in like New England, like I've been to like the Lower Cape, smaller New England towns, and I'm like, oh, this is like America.
Yeah.
I'm in America now, because the houses and I can see flags, and there's that's an American. Those are people who walk down the street and they know other people on the street. And then, yeah, in LA, it doesn't feel like that at all.
I don't remember who it was that was... I was reading something... recently. I'm trying to remember what it was I was reading. I could just go through my books, what I read recently. But somebody said that LA looks like... all the buildings look like they're in a costume party where you're supposed to show up as a different form of architecture.
Yeah, we have a big problem with that.
Yeah.
We're not able to... Well, we also had parking... I mean, I finished that annoying-ass parking book, but it was enlightening. A lot of the reasons we don't have old buildings is because we can't renovate them for new uses.
Yeah.
Parking, so we just tear down old shit all the time. It's crazy.
It is pretty crazy. Old buildings look great.
I saw this one post because they were tearing down like the Viper Room, and somebody was like, honestly, this city looks old as hell, and we need some new buildings, and I don't mind some beautification. And it's like, you go through West Hollywood, and all you see is like $20 billion buildings that 5 people are going to use that look like shit.
Yeah.
And I saw that, and I was like, well, this is...
They're tearing down the Viper Room?
They're closing, I don't know, but it's not
that
good.
Sucks. What are they going to do?
Have you been
Is River Phoenix still there? Is he still in the gutter over there?
Yeah. You can go look at him.
Oh, cool.
You go suck his fucking corpse dick. Have you been to any like of those clubs, like the Troubadour, the Roxy?
I actually haven't. I should.
I mean, there's shows there all the time. They're not that expensive. They're cool to go to. I got to go to the House of Blues before they tore it down, which was cool.
Damn. That does suck, because that was right across from the store, right?
Yeah.
Damn.
That would have been
Yeah.
And then people wonder why the street sucks. And it's like, because it's all apartments and hotels.
Yeah, it's all, yeah.
All you can do is live or stay here. There's nothing to do.
Yeah.
Like, where the Comedy Store is, there's hotel,
Pink Dot.
hotel, restaurant, Pink Dot, parking lot, hotel. Then you go down, and then there's some stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like the Comedy Store is one of the few businesses
Yeah.
within like a 0.2 mile radius. It's crazy.
I was reading about a bookstore over there I want to go to, because it's like an old bookstore.
I didn't know that. I want to go to that.
Yeah.
I
It's
no
like
idea
down
about
the
that.
street. If you just keep going down Sunset, like eventually you'll be there. It's like, it seems like I think it was started by old hippies. But they were also free speech abolitionist hippies.
Okay.
Those guys are pretty cool, I guess, until they start being like, well, we also got to publish Nazis.
Yeah, I still, every couple months I sit down and I go, you know what? I still don't know how I feel about free speech.
There's books I bought when I was a teenager that I would have never bought. I would never buy now because the publishing company also puts out like neo-Nazi pamphlets and shit.
Yeah.
But when I was a teenager, I was like, whatever, I'll use my fucking birthday money on this.
Yeah, because in my head, I'm like, well, all free speech should be allowed. You got to hear different types of speech, and you got to be able to debate it and shit. And then you just hear somebody, refer to a black baby as like a meteorite from hell or something. And
oh, yeah.
And you're like, well, I don't know. Maybe not everybody should talk all the time.
Yeah, I was reading a zine from the 90s called Fuck. It's just called Fuck. And then at one point, it's actually kind of cool because you could go through it.
It sounds cool. I like it.
It's kind of cool because it does. Have you ever seen Carcass's album covers?
No.
So they do collages of medical gore, which are cool. I think for some reason, if you go on streaming, I guess for obvious reasons, if you go on streaming, a lot of those are not. They don't have those anymore. But they did. The magazine Fuck did a lot of those, and they look cool, and it kind of reminds me of like the old Dada magazines, if you've ever gone through those. But at one point, it's like edgy. It's like a purposefully shocking magazine, and at one point they just show like a starving African kid, and they're like, "Look at this fucking animal!
Look at this fucking piece of shit."
And then the guy that does the magazine also put out a DVD or VHS or something where because he would steal aborted fetuses because he used to work at like some sort of place that he could do that, and he would do puppet shows with them.
Yeah, I mean, this is a really deranged person.
Yeah.
What do you think he's up to now?
Let's see.
Just feels like so much of the world
Dr. Randall Phillips?
Feels like a lot of the world has become, not really a place for that. Not to say things are better, but that in more, mainstream society, it's just things have really been washed out. There's not a lot of room for a guy doing puppet shows with fetuses.
It's all on the internet.
He would take videos of it, I guess, and like post it, or what would he?
Yeah, he would just, I guess, post it on 4chan or something.
It just seems so tough to be the old version of that guy. I understand that you got to live while you're young, but
so this is Dr. Randall Phillips.
Is he actually a doctor?
I don't believe so.
Doesn't seem like he would really be able to get through medical school with. I feel like.
Oh, there's a Patreon.
Oh, great! We can support him.
Wait, what is this? Where Frost Rain is this Patreon? So maybe it's just. Oh, this is like erotic zines because it said Fuck magazine as erotically gruesome. Don't believe it is. This magazine's interesting from what I remember.
Welcome to Fuck Magazine. We are currently in a lawsuit against shit publications.
And fuckers.
And the fuckers.
And the motherfuckers.
And do not read Motherfucker Magazine. They're not affiliated with Fuck Magazine. Do not read Shit Magazine.
I found his tape. I found the tape he does that in. It's called Dr. Randall Phillip, The Terror Tape.
So with the puppet shows, is he attaching strings to the bodies and then marionetting them? Or is he putting his hand...
I've only actually ever read about this.
I'm just wondering if he's putting his hand through like the neck hole of a decapitated fetus, and then
I bet we could find the video online.
I bet it's really more of a marionette show.
Yeah. I mean, why don't we do stuff like that?
Because it seems really awful to do.
It also doesn't really seem like anyone would like it.
It seems like nobody would like it. It seems pointless. It feels like fetuses are very charged, but
it's also like, I mean, if you're reading Fuck Magazine, it's like, you're not really shocking the squares there. The squares aren't picking up Fuck Magazine.
Yeah, a lot of guys think that they're like changing the media landscape and shining a light on shit and being subversive, but really they're just like making 14-year-olds laugh.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, this shit, we got fucking 1,000 monthly subscribers to the page, and we're starting an army, and it's like, these are 14-year-olds.
Yeah, these are angry children, and they want to see the most fucked up shit they could fucking see.
Like anybody that's like 25 just sees that and they're like, no, I get it.
I understand. I was 15 once.
Yeah, no, I get it, but that's yucky, man.
It's pretty gross, I guess.
You can say stuff without being so gross. And he's like, well, what are you afraid of it? You're like, no, I'm just.
And there's also good versions of this.
There's good versions of that. The whole fetus marionette thing is like, you might as well just eat your boogers on camera.
Yeah.
It has the same effect. People being like, ooh.
Have I talked about there was a Gigi Allen cover band that performed near my apartment a couple years ago. And I remember thinking, you don't need to do that. He did it. They put out a tarp, too, to shit on. It's missing the point.
Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah, the shitting is supposed to be, like, gross and potentially dangerous.
I mean, like, it would be cool if you were at a punk show for a band and they, like, covered a Gigi Allen song.
Yeah, but, like
I like some of his songs, but...
Just covering him?
But covering, like, the experience of it is like, well, he was trying to start an army.
Yeah.
He was, like, a delusional crazy person who literally thought he was going to start an army of children to, like, revolt against the government. So,
and look what happened. He just died of a heroin overdose.
So if you were, like, at those shows, you were part of at least what he considered to be like a movement. It was very much a time and place thing. Once that time and place is gone, it's like, well...
Imagine trying to mug Gigi Allen.
It would be so scary.
Yeah, if you try to, like, you're just like a low-level mugger. You're just trying to make your way. You're in Dallas, Texas. You know, you're trying to get up. And then you're like, oh, look at this guy. I'll mug him. And then he starts shitting in front of you. Shitting and pissing.
Give me your wallet. And then he's like, oh, yeah. And then he just shits into his hand. And you're like, oh, my God.
And you're like, oh, you don't want this? Well, I want this. And then he puts it in his mouth.
You start telling it. The mugger starts telling him, like, you need to learn how to act. This is not fucking cool. Well,
hey, this is my pastor.
you wouldn't judge Gigi Allen. You wouldn't mug him because he was mostly in, like, tighty whities. So
I
you'd
guess
be like,
so.
This guy doesn't have a wallet on him.
Did he walk around in tidy whities? I would assume he wouldn't.
Any picture I've ever seen of the guy,
But is he on stage? Like, I feel like when he's walking around, he probably doesn't. He probably is at least wearing the punk shit.
Well, he was always wearing, like, a leather jacket, but, like, it'd be like a leather jacket over just, like, a man in underwear.
Yeah.
He looks like a 2-year-old. He dressed like a 2-year-old who stole a jacket from his dad's, like, closet and then was walking around in his diaper.
Have you ever seen the
And I say that as a fan, but
have you seen the Jerry Springer with him on it?
I think so. I've seen him on all of those shows where, like, there's people being like, well, why do you think you're so great? And he's like, we're going to start a fucking army. And,
yeah.
And then he's like, I'm going to take your children. And in that, he's wearing, like, tighty whities.
That's pretty awesome.
Or most of his legs are, I don't know if he's wearing, like, hot pants.
His brother's really into Trump.
Merlin.
Yeah,
right?
his brother loves Trump.
A lot of old punk guys do.
Yeah. I've heard a story about Gigi sucking off his brother on stage.
Probably, you know. I mean, his brother is like famously just wears a Hitler mustache.
Oh yeah.
So if you're
somebody sent me there, like he wanted to drive. He wanted to.
To you.
Oh yeah, you did.
He wanted to ride from like San Diego to like NorCal.
Yeah.
He needed like
for $100.
Yeah.
100. I would have to drive all the way to San Diego, which is already $100.
Yeah.
That's like $300. I would lose like $200.
That's kind of the sad reality of like punk, where because at first you're like, fuck yeah, be a dirtbag. But then you're like, damn, this 60-year-old man like
needs a ride.
You know, like it's just like it's all cool and badass till your brother dies and you're 65. You need a ride from San Diego.
Yeah.
So it's like, damn, you don't have friends. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he's just posting it online.
Like you've been doing. You
don't know anyone in San Diego?
You don't know anybody. You've been touring around the country for like 30 years. You don't have a network of other.
They're all dead.
They're all dead.
They all died.
They just all died. That's the problem with being in like the most hardcore section of punk is like everybody's dead by 30.
Yeah.
And then you're 40 and you're like, well,
he's like, I'll call Seth Putnam. And he's like, oh, he's dead.
Shit.
He died.
Oh, shit, he's in the gutter. All your calls are going to fucking gutters.
Yeah.
I can't call anybody. Their phones are 6 feet deep. There's no point.
He's like, I'll call Seth's mom. Maybe she can get in touch. No, Seth's mom's in a sanatorium. she's having a mental break. She's been having a mental episode her entire life.
Yeah, I think kind of best case for like a punk guy is, I mean, like Iggy Pop is a good. Yeah, that's a good guy to be. You're old, you stay fit, you still tour.
Yeah.
That's great. You could be like Henry Rollins. You're old, you're still fit, but then you're like, I'm going to do gay stuff now.
It is funny. Iggy Pop outlived everybody that wanted to be Iggy Pop.
Yeah.
everybody else that wanted to be Iggy Pop died.
Well, because Iggy Pop understands that there's a difference between who you are on stage and who you are as a person.
Yeah.
Everybody who talks about Iggy Pop is like, he's a really soft-spoken, one of the most intelligent people I've ever met, like smart, nice, Midwestern, just like well thought, like a really thoughtful guy.
He also quit that stuff. He also quit being Iggy Pop like in 1975.
Yeah, I mean, he was a kid.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, everybody who talks to him is like, oh, it feels like talking to like a professor.
Yeah.
Like a dad. And then he gets on stage and he acts crazy. And that's like what, I don't know, like the Dead Kennedys have like songs about that. I mean, ton of punk artists have songs about that of people not understanding.
Yeah.
That it's like, well, there's theatrics.
Yeah.
Punk seems to be divided between like extremely determined A-types with like a strong vision, not only artistically, but politically. And then also just like guys who love heroin.
Yeah.
There's guys who love heroin, see those guys, and they're like, see, I'm like them. And it's like, no, that guy's, he works really hard.
That guy has read like a million books.
He wakes up at like 7, and then he goes for a run, and he works out, and then he reads books on like, you know, how nonviolence protects the state or whatever.
Yeah.
And then writes a song that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, it's also like, you know.
I mean, mostly they're probably just reading like Grove Press shit.
You know, whatever.
Probably not. I would guess those guys aren't that. I guess Jello Biafra is definitely politically knowledgeable, you know?
Yeah, I mean, there's tons of guys that are just... I mean, you look at, like, Rage Against the Machine, it's like Tom Morello has, like, a fucking master's in political science.
I tried to listen... Did we talk about me trying to listen to the first album all the way through?
No?
I listened to the full album because I realized I had never heard it before, and it just wasn't... Like, I think you have to listen to it young.
Their first album?
Well, you have to listen to them, period, when you're young, I feel like. Otherwise, you're like, I don't like this.
I mean, I definitely, yeah, I did listen to them when I was young, and I do have, like, a soft spot for them. I think also just lately, I've just been angrier about things politically.
Yeah.
And so, in a very poser way, I've been like, well, then I'll listen to Rage Against the Machine.
I was when I was, like, getting into rock music, I was such a fucking, like, snob, too. So anything that was popular... I was like, well, I'm not allowed to like this.
Yeah, but Rage is one of those weird instances where, like, they're so good at making music that a lot of their message got washed out in popularity.
Yeah.
Where it's like, this is actually a band that, you know, would usually kind of exist on the fringes, but, like, Tom Morello is, like a generationally groundbreaking guitar. Like, he's making sounds nobody's ever made.
Yeah.
So then you have this whole other aspect of art that's why they have so many fans that are, like, conservative and don't know.
Yeah.
That these guys are like hardcore, you know, leftists or whatever.
Yeah.
Because they're just such a good band. With punk or that kind of shit, your music should almost suck a little bit.
It's got to suck.
It should suck a little bit because then it's like, okay, well, this music exists for a reason other than just, you know, fun. Because Rage Against the Machine is unfortunately very fun to listen to.
Yeah.
They're great to listen to like before you when you're driving to a show.
I feel embarrassed. Like, because I roll down the windows to smoke and shit, and I'm like, I hope nobody catches me listening to this.
So do I, but I don't roll down the windows. But
yeah,
I play it really loud so I know people can hear it. But eventually you just go, you know what? This is good.
Yeah.
And we all like this, and I'm not an asshole for listening to it.
No, you're not an asshole.
I'm having a good time.
But I'm like fucking snobby noise rock fucking guy.
Yeah.
Which a very particular type of guy that shouldn't exist at all.
No, but I think you just need a little balance.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to
I also listen to a lot of, like, old classic, like, I listen to a lot of, like, fucking power pop and shit. Like, fucking Big Star and shit. But...
Yeah.
I mean, I still just have 15-year-old opinions about music. I also just don't listen to music as much as I used to.
I mean, you know, as long as you're enjoying it.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I'll listen to stuff that, you know, it's like, I just want to enjoy myself right now.
Yeah, you don't want to have to listen to a guy, like, using a chainsaw as an instrument while they sample, like, a doctor talking about somebody dying of syphilis.
Well, because also the thing is, like, that deserves its own listening, too.
Yeah.
It deserves its own listening in good faith. And if
I tried to act like some of the stuff I listen to is for everybody? I'm like, anyone could enjoy this. And it's just like a guy sampling, like, people shooting people with guns, like, people getting killed in a genocide, and then a big guitar comes on that's distorted. Like, yeah, anyone could like this.
The only reason people don't like it is because they haven't heard it. These guys could have been the new Beatles.
Yeah.
These guys that cut a goat in half on stage, they could have been the next Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
Oh, yeah. Everybody, my family would love to listen to this.
I think that's an actual 15-year-old opinion to have, that you, because we've talked about that before with like some people who are like mad that the Oscars are not highlighting crazy fucking movies. Is there are some people that listen to like crazy stuff and they're like, everybody should listen to this. And you're like, that you would hate that.
Yeah.
You would hate that so much. Not that you like love that you're the only one listening to it, but it would just kind of suck.
Yeah, well, most people, I mean, I'm sure most people wouldn't like it, like a lot of that stuff that much. Most people wouldn't want to listen to Brain Bombs, which is just, the guitar stuff is great. Like, the music is great, but then the guy's just, like, talking about fucking kids and cutting them in half and shit.
Yeah, I mean, that's just rude, you know?
It's a lot of rude. The lyrical content of these bands is fucking rude.
I like, disgusting, abrasive music when it's trying to highlight atrocities that are happening.
Yeah.
But if you're kind of being like, I love cutting kids up, it's like, well, who's that for?
I mean, you are still highlighting it, But, you're still highlighting that stuff happening.
As I'm saying it, I don't know if I understand that kids are getting cut up. But
yes.
Is that guy saying that because he wants you to know that, or is he saying it because he knows that it's
rock and roll,
because it's going to ruin your Wednesday?
I don't know.
Should we do that as like should we have a podcast where
we're just saying bad stuff?
Where you two, because sometimes we say bad stuff, but it's...
But, if we just said bad stuff for no reason, but then we also talk about like fucking boogers.
Yeah. So you tune in and we're like, hey, what's up? We got some boogers on a plate. We're going to eat them, but before that, we're
ASMR eating boogers.
We're going to talk about the 10 fucking coolest school shootings in the last 5 years.
What a bizarre type of person. The people that are really into that stuff, I don't know how many people I've met that are actually those types of people.
Do you think those people have had a life that is not great, but is also not hard enough so that they still romanticize awful stuff all the time?
My thought on that, because I've thought about this, because it's hard to tell. I think it really is just like, sometimes it is just somebody that's been through like fucking hell, and they almost kind of, their brain lights up with this stuff. Like they get endorphins.
Yeah.
But then sometimes I guess a lot of it is just like kids that have not been through that much.
It kind of feels like there's one guy who went through hell, and then there's a bunch of kids who didn't go through that much and feel like an undeserved shame for that.
Most people I know that are super into metal are also like from real fucked up backgrounds.
Yeah. Super into metal is usually
like into like really extreme metal.
Yeah.
Because also like you think about it, I mean, people that haven't been through that much, but like they do that when they're kids.
I think that's
they get over it.
I think that's bad mom stuff. We were talking about bad moms. I think huge metalheads had moms that were scary.
That would make sense. I think most people get over like any edgelord phase, but I feel like a lot of people, for the most part, I think the majority of people that are still super into that sort of stuff are like probably from really harsh backgrounds.
Where it's just the only thing they understand.
Yeah.
I'm always interested by people who make their whole identity horror movies. It's a big thing in this area, actually. There's a horror-themed coffee shop. It's a coffee shop just for people who are fucking...
Well, the Valley is interesting, and that's because of the porn industry. There's a lot of the people that work on porn also work on those like low budget extreme horror movies, because there's a lot of like the more extreme horror studios are all based out of this area, I believe. A lot of them, I know, a lot of them are at the very least based in LA.
Be funny to get your shoots mixed up. You show up to the gangbang with a bunch of blood. So
there's I was reading a interview, and I can't find it now, of a guy who used to do the makeup and special effects for extreme porn, like the fake snuff. And I'm sure a lot of those guys are also operating. That's like probably the day job of guys that like make the like really fucked up horror movies out here. Well,
the horror movie's been going downhill, so I gotta paint the 15-year-old like she got murdered.
I mean, yeah.
You know, I like the horror stuff because it's spooky, it scares kids, but, you know, the porn stuff, you just got...
Guys are jacking off.
We're just making stuff for guys who are definitely killing people. And that's tough.
Do you ever watch that? Like, I haven't really looked into that shit, but I've seen specific videos.
Bless you. Oh, bless you.
I've seen, like... I think I've seen, like, one that was, like, the like, Chatsworth fake snuff. That was, like, a woman getting her eyeball taken out. And it's like, this also kind of looks fake. It does look more fake. I watched it on mushrooms one time.
Oh, God.
I don't know. People think... I don't know. For me, when I'm on mushrooms, like, stuff like that doesn't really faze me.
The stuff you get into on mushrooms...
I watched...
scares the hell out of me.
But we watched Saving Private Ryan on acid, and we watched the first opening just to be like, yeah, let's just see if we can do it. And the whole time we were watching it, I was like, this is awesome, actually. To watch a specifically fucked up, gory scene.
What was awesome about it?
Well, it's just like when you're like fucked up on psychedelics and you're just like really feeling what it's doing and you're knowing it's fake, you know? It didn't put me in a bad mood.
I mean, I guess if you know it's a movie.
The only things that have ever truly put me in a bad place on psychedelics are just other people, especially if other people are bullshitting. Like, if I feel like somebody's just acting like they think they should act, then I get upset. I told a guy...
It's kind of terrifying on acid.
Well, yeah, I saw a guy... I was doing it with another guy, and he was talking, and I just cut him off, and I was just like, you don't actually believe this. You're just acting like this because you want me to... You're playing a part, and then I walked away.
Was he also on acid?
Yes.
Whew. That'll fuck you up.
Yeah, I mean, that shit pissed me the fuck off.
I like how you kind of scare yourself on acid.
I do?
Well, I guess you don't scare yourself, but the stuff you talk about watching on mushrooms or acid is kind of funny to me.
I don't know. I mean, I think...
But you're having a good time.
I'm having a good time. And also, it's like, it's not like I don't watch that stuff not on psychedelics.
Right.
Like, it's like, I feel like if you do a lot of stuff you do normally, then it's like, it's not going to phase you.
Yeah.
I just get like, only other people fuck me up.
Yeah, I mean, I remember one time I was doing acid at my friend's house, and then his friend's sister came out and was like, why are you doing acid at a house? You need to be in the woods. And then we just had to spend like an hour being like, she's so evil.
Doing it, people are always like, why don't you do it in the woods? It's like, I don't live near the woods.
I don't want to drive 8 hours and then take a substance that knocks me out for 12 hours.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. I mean, I've done acid in nature. It's great. I've done mushrooms in nature.
I've only done acid once.
Enjoyable.
I've mostly done mushrooms. Acid's just too long.
Yeah, but it's lighter.
It's a little lighter, yeah.
It's lighter, it's more fun. You can
mushrooms, you get more, it's more intense.
Mushrooms is really heavy.
Yeah.
You feel it throughout your whole body. With acid, you can kind of be in the world a little more.
Yeah, you can interact with stuff.
A little more of a circus. With mushrooms, it's like you are...
with mushrooms, you're like, you're on a mission.
You're on a mission from God.
Yeah. I mean, I've gone through, like, I've gone pretty hard on mushrooms and then done, like, and, like, gone to other places in my head. And it's pretty intense at first, but then once you figure out how to maneuver within it, you know, it's fine. I went to hell one time, and then I beat them.
You told me that.
Yeah, because all I needed to do was act like I didn't give a fuck. Once I started acting like I didn't give a fuck, then it was, like, normal again. And then they were like, all right. You're good. You got it.
Yeah, didn't you say, like, entities were trying to scare you and then you just Joe Cooled them?
Yes. They were trying to scare me, and then they were like, all right, we're going to drop some knowledge on you. You haven't been nice.
Yeah, I like that you made the entities, like, feel bad about themselves.
Yeah.
They're like, this isn't cool.
Yeah.
You know that you're seeing the fourth dimension right now, and you don't even care about it.
Well, I was pretending not to care because I just wanted them to be like, all right.
Yeah, but don't you think they could tell that you were only pretending?
Well, they knew, but they were also like, well, you know how to maneuver.
They respected your game?
Yes.
Hmm.
And then they were like, you got to be nicer. And also, remember how you used to read books all the time? You should read even more than you do now. You should read like you used to. I was like, that's a good point.
See, that's what's funny about mushrooms is just like it just makes you very intensely just say stuff to yourself.
Yes.
That's why when people are like, there's planes you could never reach sober on mushrooms, it's like, well, you went to hell just to tell yourself what you already tell yourself.
Well, you're reminded.
It's a more harsh reminder.
Yeah,
but
and then it worked.
Yeah, I mean, it sticks with you having the devil tell you to read more.
Yeah. It wasn't the devil. He just wanted me to think he was.
Who was he?
Just a
guy?
He's just like a being, and he was trying to beam Egyptian stuff at me.
And you were like, miss me with all that?
Well, it started as Egyptian stuff, and then it became hell, and then we got out of hell. It was fun.
You've been everywhere, man.
I've been everywhere, man. I've been to the fourth dimension hell.
Yeah, I don't think the DMT entities would be into me right now.
I've tried DMT, and it's just not. I haven't gotten there yet.
I just don't want to do. I think they'd call me a faggot. I don't really have the self-esteem for that right now.
Yeah. I just have really high self-esteem and love myself.
Well, good for you.
I kind of do, I guess.
Oh, good for you, Mr. Cool Guy.
Yeah, I'm pretty badass. I kept my sunglasses in my car because I didn't want to come in and fucking have everybody jack off to the fucking podcast.
Yeah, Mr. Awesome over here. I fucking can't do shit without being pissed off about it.
Yeah, that stinks.
I had to stop doing psychedelics. I was like, you don't love yourself enough to be doing psychedelics.
Huh.
You're just going to be having a bad time.
I give people speeches sometimes about how they should love themselves. I don't know if it works.
It's not really something you can tell people to do.
Yeah, it's not.
It doesn't not help, but unfortunately, it doesn't
help.
You can't tell people to love themselves. They got enough reasons for it. I'm very bad at making people feel better about themselves.
I guess if you don't feel lucky, it's kind of hard to love you, because I feel very lucky.
Yeah, I mean, you should. It is really gratitude that kind of is the root of it all.
Yeah.
If you're like happy to be there, then it doesn't really matter so much if you think you're awesome, but just that you feel lucky to be you.
I mean, there's so many situations in my life where I could have died and I didn't. And I'm like, all right, I'm pretty lucky.
Yeah, that's better than just being happy to be alive. I think the problem with loving yourself is people imagine it as like, oh, I have to think I'm awesome. And it's like, not necessarily.
Yeah.
You just have to kind of be happy that you are you.
Yeah.
That you get to be you. That you get to be a part of something bigger than yourself.
Yeah.
But I think it's the ego issue of being like, well, what? I got to think I'm awesome. And it's like, you kind of shouldn't. You should just think that you are worthy and that you're lucky to be here.
You could also think you're awesome. That's fine too.
Yeah, I'm just saying that's not. I don't think that shouldn't be presented to low self-esteem people as the goal.
Yeah.
Because if it is, then it's a mountain you're not going to reach.
Yeah.
And you're just going to be like, oh, well, I'm an asshole because I don't think I'm awesome.
Yeah.
But
I wonder if you could just tell yourself you're awesome and then eventually you would work. R. Crumb said that he used to, in order to get over his low self-esteem, he would start every day by waking up and being like, some women find you attractive.
Affirmations work.
Yeah.
You got to do affirmations.
That's a funny one to be like, some women think you're hot.
I mean, that is awesome.
Yeah.
Some is a lot of, there's 8 billion people.
Yeah.
Some could be even 1 million people.
And R. Crumb is straight up ugly.
And he's straight up ugly.
He's like, there's not really anything you're not going to look at R. Crumb and be like, that guy looks good.
Well, whenever I see a, fat, ugly piece of shit with a beautiful woman, it's just like, yeah, that's how important loving yourself is.
Yeah.
That guy just believed enough to walk up to a woman who deserves so much better than him.
No, she doesn't. And I don't mean that anything against her. It's just like, you don't really, like, what is better?
Well, somebody who's not viewing you as like a trophy, I guess.
But are they?
The people I'm imagining in my head are, yeah.
Well, fuck those people, those fake people.
in this scenario,
And he beats her, and she's like,
thinking about like a Glendale couple.
yeah.
Guy who's just obsessed with like cars, house, job. Now I need a wife to exemplify my success.
Yeah, I guess that does stink, I guess.
But, also it's the term deserve is nobody deserves anything. And also that woman that he's married to also wants a nice car, nice house, and she will fuck an ugly guy for it. So
yeah.
So there's that too. But
So there's, it's always you got the yin and the yang and shit.
Yeah. I don't know.
And that's life. Do.
I gotta learn to love myself. I'm not trying to marry a 6.
You try to marry a 5.
Mm-hmm. Because if you love yourself enough, you can marry the ugliest bitch in the world. Still think you a G.
It still think she's a 10.
That motherfucker over there.
If you in love, that's a 10.
You see how much he loves himself? That bitch is disgusting. But he confident because he love himself.
That bitch look like a puddle.
She is horrific. I made a notes app on my phone for threads that I can't actually post on Threads. I made one that said, post on Threads be like, my first butch vegan barbecue, and it's a picture of the ugliest fucking bitch you've ever seen. I'm like, damn, that's good, but it can't go on the app.
Yeah.
People can't see that. They ain't ready for it.
If you're trying to hear stuff like that, you got to listen to the podcast.
You got to listen to the very end of the podcast.
Yeah. Anyway, stay funny.
Stay funny.
I'm the dirtiest man in the street. The trash is scared of me. The bums, they tell me to take a shower.